Hello, my name is Charmaine Cottrell, and I'm here today with Valerie, and we're going to do some motivational interviewing. Hi, Valerie. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So, what brought you here today?
Well, recently I've been having problems communicating with my parents about what's going on in school.
Okay. Is there something particular at school that you wanted to talk to them about?
No, not at all. I just kind of want to talk about my day.
Okay. Do you find that there's a certain time of day that might be best to talk to mom or dad?
Yeah, actually, my sister has practice, so she leaves, and it's just kind of me and my mother.
Okay. And is there a lot of stuff going on around that time?
No, not really. It's just kind of calm. She's kind of cooking, and I'm kind of just relaxing, so.
Okay. What do you find is the difficult part about talking to mom and dad?
I mean, starting the conversation is kind of hard. Because especially since I don't really know exactly how to start it, it kind of comes awkward. Like when I start talking to them, it just doesn't flow like it should.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not important at all and 10 being the most important, how important is it to you to be comfortable talking to mom and dad?
A 9 or an 8. It's really important to me that I talk to my parents because most kids these days don't, and sooner or later I'm going to need them in my life more than I'll ever need them.
Okay. So, if you thought about how you might start a conversation with mom or dad?
Well, I thought about it, and I could start off with how's your day, or what's the weather like outside, or maybe even what's for dinner. Or maybe I could just strike up a conversation like I have great news to tell you, or I had a really good day.
Okay. Is there something that stops you from starting a conversation with mom or dad like that?
No, not always. I mean, it's just kind of like that awkward feeling when you're in a really awkward situation. It's like public speaking. It's like, it kind of stops you. You start getting embarrassed because you're afraid you're gonna mess up.
Okay. So is there something that you might be able to find in common with mom and dad that would
Yeah?
help you talk to them? Like
Yes.
like what?
Well, I know my mom's into really, really old movies and really good books. And I know that my dad is into what's happening in the news, jokes, and kind of all over the map. He's a fan of Star Wars.
Okay. Are you interested in any of those things?
Yes, I'm into almost all of them.
Okay. And do you get a chance to talk about this stuff with mom or dad?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Quite often.
Okay. And are you able to incorporate some of your school stuff in the conversation?
Yeah, I am, sometimes.
Okay. So if you wanted to start a conversation with mom or dad this week, you said some of the things you could talk about were the weather, Star Wars, good movies, old movies that your mom likes. How comfortable do you think you might be in starting a conversation that way?
I'm maybe an 8 or 7.
Okay. And is there something you think you might be able to do that would help bring that up to an 8 or 9?
I don't really know if there is. I mean, if there is, I'd love to hear about it, but I don't really know.
Okay. Now, is there a particular uh, movie or book that your mom is into right now that you could talk to her about?
Well, I know that she's into Breakfast Club and Twilight and stuff like that, like Pride and Prejudice.
Okay.
So, right now I'm reading the book Pride and Prejudice, trying to get more of a grip on the movie,
Okay.
so that I kind of have that big conversation base.
Okay. So do you think that talking to mom about Pride and Prejudice might be a good way to start a conversation with her?
Definitely.
Okay. And would that help you move into talking about school and other things?
Yeah, because I can connect reading to school reading and then go from there.
Okay. So Do you think that that's something that you might try this week with Mom?
Definitely.
Yeah? And are you feeling more confident about starting a conversation?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll see you next week, and we'll talk about how it went.
All right.